Hello, Heiko Knots. Hi, I'm T1J.
Follow me.
So I told you guys to ask me questions, and this video will contain answers to many of those questions. Are there any topics that you're hesitant to do a video on, maybe because they're too controversial? To be honest, a topic being controversial is not really what makes me decide whether or not to do the video. Like, most of my videos are about social justice and politics, which are like two of the most controversial things right now. What I do try to avoid though is topics where I don't think a productive conversation will happen just because it's so controversial that people don't even think critically about it anymore. This is one of the reasons why I don't make videos about religion anymore. Not because it's too controversial, but because it doesn't really strike a productive conversation. Like, the only type of comments that I anticipate on a discussion about religion are like atheists saying religious people are dumb and religious people saying atheists are dumb. And basically, like, that's the whole conversation. And that's obviously an oversimplification. But what I'm saying is it doesn't really strike a very interesting conversation. This question has been on my mind for a while. Why the name The One Janitor? I'll tell you later. Maybe. Fun fact, everybody who supports me on Patreon automatically gets to hear the story of where the name The One Janitor comes from. By the way, it's a pretty uninteresting story, so that probably shouldn't be the reason that you support me on Patreon, because you'll probably be disappointed. What do you think is the most fundamental, in the sense of underlying or core, problem or challenge facing human civilization today? Well, that's a very hard question that I probably don't know the right answer to, but I'm gonna guess like unregulated capitalism. How's YouTube money treating you these days? Well, I'm still poor, if that's what you're asking. But I'll put it this way. This is the first year that I actually owe the government money in taxes rather than getting a refund back, which kind of sucks, but it's also indicative of the fact that things are going okay. Cheese? Yes. Will you marry me? Probably not. What is your opinion on the Berkeley riots and your opinion on politically, ideologically motivated violence in and of itself? This is probably too complex a question to answer like briefly in a Q&A. And I hesitate to say anything because it's like not gonna really be in full context and someone is going to take it out of context. But what I think is that violence usually is not the optimal solution to any problem. So for people that are actually interested in solving problems, those people should consider something other than violence. But at the same time, I don't like this path that some of us are taking where we think that just because free speech is a thing and just because people have the right to be awful, that they just get to be awful with no consequences. Like, that's not how it should be. Now, I'm not saying that the consequences should be violence. If you're an awful person, you should expect people to resist you. And some people are gonna go too far. And it's like, if you don't want shit like that to happen, then try not to be an asshole. Like, it goes both ways. What's your favorite color? Well, my all-time favorite color is orange, which you can probably tell from looking at any of my social media or my YouTube channel page. But in general, I like autumn colors like orange, yellow, red, green. I like those types of colors. I've realized recently that in terms of clothes, like me wearing clothes, colors like green and blue and purple like look really good against my skin tone, which is kind of a double-edged sword because, you know, some of those colors are cool. I'm not a big fan of blue, but it's like I wish like orange and yellow looked good on me, but they kind of don't. What is a skill you've always wanted to acquire but haven't? That list is like 18 pages long. There's so many things that I want to know how to do. And I kind of want to know how to do everything. And it's not even like a noble thing. It's just because I'm competitive and I like being good at stuff. As for things that I still might do, learning another language, particularly Spanish, and becoming good at chess. Since you've been a YouTuber for, dude, the Facebook questions are just like on Facebook, it's like, what do you think about the future of humanity? And on Twitter, it's like, cheese, question mark? Since you've been a YouTuber for a long time now, what advice do you have for a parent who has a child wanting to become a YouTuber? Well, see, I feel like this is more of a parenting question than a YouTuber question, and I'm not a parent. I know I was able to do what I do because my parents supported me, even in situations where it looked like I was wasting my time, and that's, you know, that could be good or bad, I don't know. But certainly if YouTube is your kid's main creative output, like how they express themselves, like I would definitely support that because I think that everybody, especially younger people, need that. They need a creative outlook. Like when I was growing up, it was all about you go to school, you do your homework, you get the grades, and then you go to college and you get a job, and that's what you do in life. Like there was like no mention of creative output, you know, draw a picture, make some music, stuff like that. Like that was not really encouraged, and I think that should be encouraged. So if this is what they use for their creative output, then I would would definitely support that. Anyway, that's plenty of questions, probably too many, probably gonna have to cut some of them out. Thank you for watching my video, and make sure to subscribe to this channel if you want to see more videos. I do a Q&A roughly once a month. It's been a while since the last one, but I do that. If you want to say hi, ask a question, or leave feedback, feel free to email me at hello@theonejanitor.com. And if you find any value in my videos, or if you just want to support me, consider becoming a patron on Patreon. And remember, be honest, be assertive, be kind, and be open-minded. Stay Hango.